All right. We are here. Keith and Nothing. Welcome, guys. How are you doing tonight? Oh, hold up. About to sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Real quick, are you guys more of cashew or peanuts type of people? Tired but doing good. It is a bit late. I myself am tired, so it's not going to be a super long stream. I've decided that even if like I can maybe only stream 1 hour or 2 hours sometimes, I'm going to try to consistently stream like almost every night. Peanuts and cashews, we're split 50-50. I guess the bigger question is if you like peanuts, Keith, do you actually like the super crunchy peanuts? Because they have two different types. They have the super crunchy ones, and then they have like your standard. Good poll question. Yeah, feel free. The thing is I feel like I can eat peanuts in like kind of like a marathon. I can have a bunch. But cashews taste better. I just can't have too many. I get bored of it. But the ones that you do have are really, really, really good. If that makes sense. All right, before we get into the map, we'll do a very quick homebrew review. So we're gonna bring up the Discord. There we go. Yeah, I totally knew where it was. All right. We said we're going to look at this in more detail, so we'll do that right now. The free actions. So we'll start off with that one. All right. So last we left off, we were kind of reading these. For the most part, I can understand that each of these have a system to... Now I kind of like fully understood it from last night, now that I slept on it. So... with that, I'm not going to read all of these out loud. I'm just going to kind of paraphrase. So for feint, this is pretty much faking an attack is what I would assume. So when they try to take a reaction against you, if it is attack and fail to hit, you can roll a d20 plus charisma against their AC. If succeeded, it will count as the next attack roll. If it fails, this is made against them for a round. On a failure, nothing happens. Okay, so if you succeed, you do damage on your next turn. It's like a free hit that you get instead of doing it instantly. For parry, if an attack does not hit you, you have an advantage on the person who attempted to attack you for the next turn. You can't do this while prone. Okay, so for this prediction, you're kind of predicting that like they're gonna miss. And then if they do miss, you get advantage on them for the next turn. Counterattack, you drop your AC by Dex +4 automatically. You also attack them back with disadvantage. You can't use this while prone. Wait, I'm a little confused. Is this like a... So for counterattack, is it just like a free counterattack you get to do, but the effect of that is your AC is lowered and you have disadvantage? So it basically gives you another action. Got it. And then is this disadvantage applying to that additional action or on your actions after? Yes. Okay, got it. Taunts, you can make a charisma check over their intelligence check. If you win, they have disadvantage on attacking you, an advantage if they manage to hit you. So typically what taunt does in D&D, in a sense, because like it's not like an MMO, sadly, where you can just like press taunt and force them to attack you. It's actually disadvantage on everyone else but you. That way, that character, or like that, yeah, that character is incentivized to attack you. And then if you say advantage, if they manage to hit you, is this advantage on like damage or? Let me know. For protect, you lunge towards a friend, roll a dex check versus the attacker's initiative. If you roll higher, you successfully change the attacker's target to yourself. Yep, advantage on damage rolls. Okay, got you. Okay, got it. So the thing is that like there is, I mean, I guess the advantage, the incentive is they actually do more damage to you. So I mean, it does work. It's not the standard way of they doing it, but it does work. So you do have the right idea. There's still an incentive for them to attack you. Okay, so you roll a dex check against the attacker's initiative. If you roll higher, you successfully change the attacker's target to yourself. Is there a reason you base it off the attacker's initiative? Let me know the train of thought on that one. I'm curious. First glance, I imagine it's because it's scaled off their dex. If so, if you're open to it, I would honestly recommend maybe making the check their attack roll, as you kind of did earlier for one of these abilities. Yeah, like right over here, if they rolled higher than what they did to break your AC, so you can kind of do the same. Because at most, the idea is that an attack roll is actually a check for accuracy. And so if you beat their accuracy, meaning you're able to essentially off first glance understand where it's going to go, you can counteract it that way. Yep, since initiative is kind of like their reaction in the beginning of the fight, that is why it's against their initiative. So initiative is like how quick you're able to jump into the fight, right? Like if all of a sudden your window breaks open and a robber jumps in, your initiative is pretty much a measurement of like how quick are you to get up and do something. So for the protect, because it can happen in an attack in the middle of a fight, I would change it to be the attacker's attack roll. Because like I just said, it's a better measurement of their accuracy rather than how quick they jumped into the fight, if that makes sense. That way it's also not a static number. If that kind of makes sense. For kick, in combat, your legs can be used too. If the attacker fails to overcome your armor class, then you kick them and shove them 5 feet. Back, not provoking reactions. This does dex damage. Okay, so once again, this is like taking a gamble at, hey, they're gonna miss, and when they miss, I'm kicking them. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Stagger, so you do a slight dodge and move back 5 feet away from the opponent. They have disadvantage on hitting you. And you give your AC a boost to your dex saves. Oh, you give your AC a boost of your dex saving. Roll an athletics check of 10. On a failure, opponents except for the one you are evading can use reactions against you. They are more than 5 levels above you. Roll a d20 against their dex. On a failure, disadvantage against them on their next attack. They are more than 10 levels. You also must make an acrobatics check. So from stagger, I thought you meant it's kind of like trying to stagger the enemy. My thing is, first off, doing an AC bonus based off their dex is going to be very high for like a rogue especially. Because it's their dex save, which you can have like plus 12 to it or something. Plus 11. I think you should make it their dex modifier. So it could be like 5, maybe 6 if you boost them up there, which is the equivalent of casting shield for like a mage. Other than that, everything else is fine. I would just make it a dex modifier instead of dex save. For roll, if the attack did not hit you, then you can move up to 10 feet in a single direction. No opportunity attack. This is kind of cool, actually. I actually like this gamble to kind of use it to move around the battlefield. So avoid. This one is used while you attack. It provokes opportunity attacks. Using this would put you exactly on the opposite side of the opponent, giving you advantage on that target for one attack. If you do not attack them, then they must make a perception check against your stealth check or not be able to target you for the rest of the turn. This is kind of the idea of like quickly getting behind them. I mean, like, on paper, it's fine. It's just sometimes it can get very hard to, in-game, like, in the moment, essentially detail how someone in front of you, like, immediately kind of hides. So that part is a little difficult. The chat lag. Actually, let me see if... Sometimes there's... I don't know if there's chat lag anymore. There's just human lag, like, from me reading and not paying attention. Let me actually check real quick. You see it on stream? Okay, hold up. Maybe this might be better. Here, let me go to... Okay, there we go. It should actually be good right now. I believe I might have fixed it. I remember I had to put a chat delay on my old PC because the drop frames were just horrendous. Avoid is kind of like you flipping over the person and them kind of losing track of you a bit. Okay, got it. Oh, got it. Okay, yeah, because it does say the rest of the turn. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I thought it was like you get to just essentially be hidden. But this is fine. So shove, you can move something 5 feet away from you. You must make an athletics check against their weight divided by 10. If it is not an item or object, they must make a dex saving throw of 5 plus whatever you rolled over. Okay. Quickly move an item in between you and your opponent while they are moving. As long as its item weighs less than strength plus 4. I don't know what you mean by the... You can move it with ease. If not, you must roll a strength check on the item's weight divided by 2. Oh, okay, it's times 2. Got it, yeah. Disarm, they must attack you. They have advantage when attacking you. Both you and your opponent must make an athletics throw. If you succeed, and the weapon falls to the floor or gets flinged 1d4 times 5 feet away. Got you. I've just, my brain has always been used to 2x8, right? Like, they would just do, like, put the X in there. But yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Counter, use to stop another experience action. You must roll over their AC. On success, they're unable to use that experience action on you. Okay. Spin is used at the start of a round. All attacks against you for this round are made with advantage. But you also have advantage on dex saving throws. So it gives you advantage for one attack and double damage. Only works for melee attacks. Will double your weapon. So is it like you're spinning your weapon to give yourself more power in that swing? I'm a computer nerd, so I use the... No, that's fair, that's fair. At first I thought you were trying to say it was like squared by 2. But you would usually put the up notation. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's I mean, it's fine. The double damage is really strong. Keep that in mind, especially if they're like a paladin and they're just pumping a smite in it. So I would just worry about that part. Using this grants a hit on your character. This is for brace. If you choose to use this action, you block half of the damage rounded up. You also receive none of the side effects from that attack. Use your weapon to block. They guarantee to hit you on the attack, but you must also roll for damage. If your damage is greater than theirs, you take no damage. It's kind of a cool little twist on it. They are greater than you, you take full damage. Got it. If it's equal, you take no damage. Okay, so if it's equal or less, or more, sorry. You make an attempt to catch a weapon that is attacking. It must be melee. Okay, you must make a wisdom saving throw of their attack roll. Then an extra athletic check versus their athletic check. Got you. To catch a weapon. Absorb. If it does hit, you can block your level over their state number. So something I can kind of see with some things is so you don't have disadvantage on saving throw. Okay, so I kind of got an idea for all of these. Let's see what you have for leveling up. Some classes are limited in the amount of experience actions they know. Okay, so this is what I was going to bring up. I'm glad I waited to scroll down to see. So I'll read the rest of it. You gain more experience actions every 4 levels, and you can learn them the same way you learn a tool class. So for Ranger, for level 1, they know 2 of them. For Monk at level 1, they know 3. Option 2 plus stagger. Allow. Okay. So this is what I was gonna say was that I've noticed, like, at first I noticed what seemed like redundancies, but I assume you're designing it that it's effectively like kind of the same thing but different for the class that's using it, which is perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. It's really cool. So yeah, I would 100% consider which classes are able to take what, how they learn it, what they can do to learn others if they want to. Other than that, you have a really solid system here. This is really cool. So yeah. Final review. Amazing system once it's categorized classes, play test it, and see what you need to balance that creates a unique way of, how do I say this? It creates a unique way of like focusing on combat. Okay, so it's a class, but others can learn it. Yeah, and that's good. So yeah, this is kind of a cool system. My thing is, as long as you have a negative effect if they choose wrong, it actually creates a really unique situation. We just don't know what can be broken or what needs to be changed until you playtest it, and then you can see like, oh, you know what? I just realized a player could just spam, you know, one of these over and over again, or oh, hey, this does way too much damage, or this doesn't do enough damage, and then you can calibrate it. But as far as the skeleton structure of what you have here, this is amazing. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. All right, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the map making, and then we'll knock out a homebrew later. So potentially this campaign for this world that I'm working on could start as early as Friday. If not, it definitely happens next Thursday. So that being said, there is going to be a huge push to try to get this map done. I have it in my campaign called Mystery and Madness. Current ones that are tested are spin, and that is kind of as one of my players loves spinning. Okay, that's good. What class are they? I'm curious. The only thing I can imagine that can very much abuse it, and I don't mean abuse as in like they are in kind of a malicious way, but like what can take the most advantage out of it is paladins, because they do a lot of damage in a single hit. Spin was designed for ranger and rogue. Okay, yeah, okay. So if rangers and rogues get it, that's fine. You do still have sneak attack, so are they able to theoretically spin as they do their sneak attack? I'm actually going to open this side up to a lake almost. I'm going to place another bridge here. I don't know what that tree's doing. Are there better bridge assets? Let's check it out. I don't want stone bridges. Yeah, it's designed to be, if you had high initiative, it would be very good. Got you. By the way, is the chat good now? Let me know. Is it still delayed for you, or... At least when I tested it on my end, it looked good. Has a slight delay for about 1 second, but that's it. I did set it to 2. Let me set it to 1, actually. It'll feel a little more responsive then. There we go. It should be that much quicker now. That was about 5 seconds. Oh. Five seconds a little too long. Yeah, I wonder if it's because I'm native. Test 2. Yeah, yeah. I do see it being a little bit delayed. Yeah. Okay. I mean, as long as it's not to like, 50 million seconds. I'll try to find the workaround of how to fix it. Okay, so we're going to put a cliff here to better blend with the bridge. Cliffs are like a really nice scapegoat to make things look good. But this one is a little too... There we go. Perfect. Now we can grab these trees and just put them on higher z-axis and not worry about this side because the player will not see it. Alright. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Cool. Now our next thing to do... Once again, I don't know why most things just have an opacity. I guess what I should do is honestly, let's see. If I grab everything... Can I not mess with it? I guess not. RIP. Woodrith, welcome. Hope you are doing well. It is going good. Going perfect. Okay, so is it really a big deal on this side? I mean, you guys let me know. Is it a big difference when I put the opacity from 0.9 to 1? Is it essentially worth it to go through like most of these in? No? Okay. So we're not gonna worry about it too much. I mean, one thing we can do very easily is just select all of them. Like, look at the big difference that trees make. I always like to do this. Kind of do the same thing with mountains. Yeah, now that I actually think about it, the easy way to do it is, thankfully, you can select everything from those stamps. But anyways, moving on. I feel like for these bridges, I do need them to be at 1. But other than that, everything else is fine. Let's see. What was I trying to do? Oh. Alright, I was about to sneeze there again, so I almost got interrupted. These sneezes come out on you. Oh yeah, let's get into it. Man, I feel like there's a better wooden bridge we can go after. I'm not completely sold on those ones. You're right, YouTube is better than Twitch. Oh, is there oh, he switched. I guess he successfully converted someone. Alright, I think what we just do is we change the color on these bridges. A little more saturation, make it a little darker. Okay. Increase the size of this, and we're actually going to move the trees out so that they could see this cliff a little bit better. Okay. I suppose we could put a bridge here. If we must... I'm actually going to need to copy this preset and then grab this, delete that, bring it here. Let's put a little bit of more forest around them. Since I've made this map a long time ago, there has been a lot of new things added in. So what we could do is pretty much go through these assets and see which ones we like, and then deploy them within the world. So we'll find something. Okay, we did it in one of our other maps. I kind of want to do it here too, which is putting a village under a massive skeleton. Question is, which one do we want to do? We could also scatter the wildlands with these giant skeletons. I mean, one thing that'd be kind of cool is if it's over the mountain. Oh, what if it's right over here on Dragon Heap? I need to take away the shadow. Okay, let's put it here. And then we're gonna throw other skeletons around different places. Nope. Oh, never mind. Music just decided to stop for a second. Look, guys, it's Fern's little Death Stalkers. And speak of the devil. That's actually wild. Where to put? Okay, can put underwater snakes, and then we lower the opacity to make it look like it's underwater. Right about there. Perfect. Yeah, that was crazy timing. Right as I brought up his centipedes, he showed up. Man, there's actually a lot of fossils. We'll scatter them around the world. For any players interested in archaeology, that's where they can do it. Usually, we're also going to put a lot of them. We could shift it into the desert. I mean, people typically like to do some archaeology at the desert. Actually, I mean, right now let's... Oh, what the fuck? No, there we go. We can overall decorate our map here with some icons. I'm not gonna do the parchment because we're gonna do it on the other map. So I actually kind of want to use the detailed ones. This website's getting a little weird, so I'm gonna save it and then refresh it. All right. You guys excited for any games coming out soon? In like 3 days is the Elden Ring DLC. I'm very hyped for that one. I hear the Discord pinging. Ah, you clipped it. Thank you for that one. That's a good one. A new subclass, which actually, speaking of which we just saved, we can do one real quick. So. Oh, whoops. All right. First level, so I have a way of doing this that we did last time. We're gonna bring up our lecture board again. If you guys remember our old classic lecture board. There we go. Okay. So to detail, this is Homebrew classes. Oh, this is an entire class. That explain how long it is, but it doesn't seem like it's too much information. So we can easily just kind of knock this out real quick. So, first level. Oh, so I'm trying to see. Sorry, does the Discord say anything about it? Western style priests with guns. Oh. Bulletproof faith. When wearing light or no armor, you gain a boost to AC equal to your wisdom modifier of +1. You're proficient with firearms. Blood of the Lamb. Your connection to your deity grants you resilience. When you reduce an enemy to 0 HP, you gain temporary hit points equal to your wisdom modifier, plus half your level rounded down. Okay, so already off the bat, conceptually, thank you for making another subclass that uses a gun, because so far it's just fighter pretty much. I even made like an arcane gunslinger for artificer, and I've been excited anytime someone branches out on a different class using a gun. So really good niche for you to fill there. That part's really good. Second level, you have limited access to cleric spells similar to a paladin. Okay, so yeah, are they pretty much going to be half casters? Avenging shot. When you are an ally within 30 feet is harmed, you can spend 1 FP. Okay, I did not miss the FP system, so maybe that's detailed later. To make an avenging shot as a reaction, dealing an attack plus 1d4 damage. If the ally is reduced to 0 HP, deals an additional TD4 radiant damage. Yeah, this is pretty fine. And artificer. Yeah, I mean, like, you can use a gun as artificer, but you don't have a subclass that's built into it. Like, built around that idea to use a gun. The Eldritch Cannon plus the artificer is all about guns. The Eldritch Cannon is a good point. But yeah, he's gonna go for a cleric-ish class. Got you. So for third level, Blind Faith, Faith guides your attack. Spending 1 FP allows you to ignore penalties for attacking enemies behind cover. That'd be kind of cool, actually. Kind of like shoot through walls. So fourth level, you get your ASI. Fifth level, you get extra attack. Restored Faith when you reduce a creature to 0 HP. Or score a critical hit, you gain 1 FP to your max. So I assume FP is like kind of their resource. For 6th level, Sacred Ground as an action, you spend 2 FP to create a 15-foot radius of consecrated ground for 1 minute. Everyone gets 1d4 HP at the start of their turn and gains resistance to all damage. So the resistance to all damage is a really strong buff. What you could do if you really want to keep it, but keep it balanced, is say they have resistance to all damage on their first turn. Like that they go in there. Just having all damage is a very powerful thing, especially because if you have theoretically a barbarian who's already having like physical attacks, then they would just essentially take no damage or take like 1/4. So that part I would just slightly change this part right here. This other half of it is really good. For Swift Retribution, Avenging Shot can be used even if an enemy misses and fails to harm an ally. That's actually cool. Contempt for the Wicked. Very cool names. Marked enemies are vulnerable to radiant damage. This is also really cool. One thing I would do for Marked for Death, you can scale up the damage based on their level. So like it's a 1d4 now, but when they get to 6th level, it can go up to 2d4, right? And this this kind of increases with their level. For Vengeful Pursuits, when a marked creature moves, you can use your reaction to move half your speed up to 5 feet towards the creature and make a firearm attack against it. The movement does not provoke opportunity attacks. This is good. I would make it 1 firearm attack. I don't know if that's already what you were intending. Just so they don't get like an extra turn every time they move. But very, very cool ability to kind of keep up with the enemy. 8th level Divine Presence, score crit on a 1920. Yeah, that's fine. I think it's a little earlier than what most classes get it, but it's not exactly game breaking to do it. Okay, then you get your ASIs at 9th level. You get When the Man Comes Around. As an action, you spend 2 FP points to cause fear in a 30-foot radius. Enemies within this radius must make an int saving throw or be frightened for 1 minute. They can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of their turn. This is perfectly fine. In fact, if you really want, you could tie in some damage as like psychic damage that it does. Fear of God is a reaction. When you are attacked by a creature within 30 feet, you can spend 2 FP to force the attacker to make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened for 1 minute. While frightened, the creature must use its movement to move away from you. Does it also cancel their attack? I assume it does. I'd put it in writing just so your player's not confused, but it is a very solid ability. I actually like it. I would just detail, well actually no, you have the FP as the limiting thing, so it's fine. 10th level Fan the Hammer. By spending all of your remaining ammo and 4 FP, you can make a rapid series of attacks with a single pistol. Make up to 6 range attacks against 1/6 targets in the range. Each target hit takes your firearm damage plus 1d6. Yeah, that's good. Reload your firearms as a bonus action. Nice. Guilt of Sin. When you mark an enemy for death, you can choose to spend 1 FP to burn them with guilt, imposing disadvantage on all attack rolls and save throws for 1 minute. So the 1 minute is very, very long. Because in combat, that's each round takes 6 seconds, right? So you're going on for 10 turns for 1 minute. What I would do is I would make it like 1d4 plus 1. So it's a minimum of 2, but a maximum of 5 turns. So it lasts between 12 to 30 seconds. It keeps an RNG component of rolling the dice to determine how powerful it is, which is usually what D&D does. But it also doesn't make it extremely, extremely powerful in that sense. The best way you can always think about it is like if you were to put this on the reverse on a player, how would they feel, right? If for the next 10 turns they have to roll with disadvantage. As a DM, you also are fair to say, hey, this is unfair for the enemies that are fighting the players to go through this. But other than that, the idea is pretty solid. Alright, so for 11th level, we get improved Avenging Shot. Okay, yeah, you already have this idea then. Nice. Dust to Dust. When an enemy marked for death is reduced to 0 HP, you can spend 1 FP to cause them to explode. All enemies within... I love this. This is awesome. Yeah, that's super cool. All enemies within 20 feet must make a dex saving throw or be blinded for 1 minute. So levels your ASI, 13th. Righteous Hatred. When you deal radiant damage to a marked target, deal additional radiant damage equal to your wisdom modifier. That's actually really cool to essentially double it. Grim Harvest. When you reduce an enemy to 0 HP, you can consume their soul and gain 2 FP. This does not stack with Restored Faith. Okay, did I miss Restored Faith up here? Got it. Okay, so you get 1 FP every time you reduce an enemy to 0 HP. Or get a crit. If somebody else reduces the target to 0 HP, are they able to get an FP? I don't know if you've considered that. What I would recommend is, as long as they have not died, if a minute has not gone by, then they could essentially harvest it to get 1 FP, but it's up to you. Just because I was a player in a campaign and it was a similar situation where the other player had to kill that person, and so then it always kind of ensued these arguments of like, no, let me get the last hit, let me get the last hit. So it's just a potential problem. A lot of these homebrew reviews are just bringing up potential problems that could happen. So that's kind of just something to bring up. And then you, as the author of this, are free to decide if you change it or just keep it. But I just tried to make you aware. So for 14th level, you have High Noon. I love the name. As a bonus action, you spend 3 FP to enter a heightened state of awareness for 1 minute. During this time, you have advantage on attack rolls, and any attack grants you any attack you make against a marked target is a critical hit on a roll of 18 to 9. Okay, gotcha. This is fine. Once again, 1 minute is very long. I would just reduce the duration. Other than that, perfectly fine. 15th level, you got Judgment Day. All enemies who become frightened are considered marked for death. This is actually a really cool synergy to do. So, very, very good to keep that in mind. Next, we have Pale Rider. Spend 3 FP to summon a spectral horse. Let's go. Granting you a speed of 60 feet and the ability to move through terrain without penalty. And then advantage on marked targets while you're shooting. That's actually really cool. I think what you can also do is you could probably make it faster because there is something called Phantom Steed. So you can just base it off whatever it moves here. So it has a speed of 100 feet. And this is a 3rd level spell, so you can feel free to increase the speed on this. So yeah, I mean, honestly, with how late they're getting it and spending FP, I would even go as far as to say it gets like 100 feet of speed. Kind of like a war horse. I believe there are war horses. I think D&D does differentiate between a horse and a war horse. War horse, speed 60 feet. Oh, wow. That is, it's kind of one of the things that D&D has kind of undermined, is the war horse was kind of made right at the beginning of the game, and then they came out with that spell that just kind of makes it a little sucky. It's a big problem because here's the thing, like, back, the idea with a war horse versus a horse is the idea that, like, hey, this one's been trained, it's been fed really well, it can follow commands, so it's supposed to go faster, has more health, it's a more reliable horse, but it's harder to get. And then it's like, okay, or I can just cast this 3rd level spell, I believe, and that'll just let me go even faster and not cost anything. The warts is still good, it's just slightly better. I mean, it's not even just slightly, because here's the thing, it's a 3rd level spell. You don't need to feed the horse, you don't need to pay for it to kind of like room and board anywhere to like be put in a stock or a stable. You don't have to worry about it dying because you can just summon it again. Creature uses the stats of a riding horse. Okay, is a riding horse different? No, 60 feet. So I don't know what. Yeah, I guess it's everything with the riding horse except it has a speed of 100 feet. So yeah, they literally tell you right here. It's grabbing the horse and upgrading it. I mean, it's cool. So like my solution to this is that they just increase the speed of a riding horse, right? But anyways, enough about my rant. But yeah, feel free to increase the speed even higher if you absolutely want to. The warhorse just has an attack it can use, one that knocks enemies prone. I see that, but I just don't think it's like enough of an incentive to give it kind of like it's like a strength to it. It's kind of like one of those situations where the Phantom Seed is just so much better, sadly. That one time is actually good since it doesn't use your attack. Yeah. It depends on like I've seen DMs make it that if you have like a pet that attacks, you use your bonus action. Other ones have it be like its own separate action. It can vary between DM to DM, but I will say if you're in a situation where you're relying on your warhorse to attack, it's a very bad situation. But it could be nice for the extra damage. Level 18 you get taking names, but basically free advantage, so good for rogues and paladins. I mean, yeah, in the sense of like there's an ally within 5 feet. I once again have seen certain DMs say that it has to be like familiars and pets and mounts don't count as an extra ally. And that has kind of been more of a common thing than I've seen it not be. I've played with 5 DMs and 4 of them I've ran it that way. Mainly because they didn't want like the idea of like a necromancer or a druid to summon pets and then get all those procs. I personally disagree with it. I think that provides the advantage of them being a summoner type of class. That being said, though, in my experience, a majority of them have ruled it against. Cybric Man, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Quack quack indeed. So 20th level. Oh, sorry. Taking names when you mark an enemy for death. You can choose to mark an additional creature. Okay, so you get 2 of them. Final verdict, use an action to spend 5 FP and deliver a devastating attack. Make a single firearm attack against a marked target. If it hits, deals your firearms damage plus 10d6. If the target is reduced to 0 HP by this attack, all enemies within 30 feet of the target must make an intelligence saving throw. It'll be fine for 1 minute, which once again will stack into your Judgment Day. This is really good synergy to do. So I'm actually really happy with that. I had plans to add an ability that gave a second reaction at like level 16 or so. Would that be too much? No. There's a monk subclass that gives you 2 reactions. It's not unheard of. You absolutely can do it. So yeah, feel free to do that if you want. In fact, one of the things you could do is for Final Verdict, you can honestly buff up the damage. 10d6 is a max of 60. I mean, by 17 and onward, they're casting 9th level spells. I could say you can make this up to a maximum of like 120 potential damage. So you can do like 12d10 is what I would probably do, or just like 10d12s. If you want to keep it at d6, just, you know, do it accordingly. But that is overall what I would think about it. Other than that, very cool, very nice. I do like your subclass idea. It reminds me a lot of like, I don't know if you've seen the movie Priest or like Lucian in League of Legends. If you not have seen those, that's a good source of inspiration to go to further hammer out the class. So I will always try to give you guys suggestions of like where some things might correlate, because it could help you be like, oh, you know what, that part that they did was kind of sick, let me put it in. So yeah, Cyber Command, I am just worked on races. How about you? Oh, nice. Races are very, very fun to make. I recently made golems as a homebrew race, and I was very happy with that one. I was thinking of something like a Western Solomon King. Yeah, that, it's kind of like almost like a Jonah Hex kind of thing too. It's just such a cool archetype. I love it. I love that whole side. It's just so cool. All right. Next up, here's a question for you guys. Do you think this place has enough villages, or do we need to add more? We are sitting at... Oh, I decided instead of Oakvale, I did want to switch this to Oak Ridge, because it's right by the mountains. We essentially have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 villages, that's good enough. Yeah, it is enough. Appreciate the feedback, man. I appreciate you posting on the Discord for us all to review together. We are all here to help each other out. Keep in mind, guys, when I give you my review, it's not me trying to shit on anything or ever say that like this is law that you have to do things this way. Everybody DMs differently. The best way for you to always DM is consider your players first and foremost. More than like if I tell you like, hey, this is something you should do, if that doesn't work with your group of players, then I'm wrong in that situation, because what I'm doing works for my players. That's what a good DM does. So at the end of the day, if your players are having fun and you're having fun, that's what D&D is always about. So go wild with your ideas. I mostly have generic races, but a few unique ones. Some examples are hive weavers. Ooh, bee people. That's so cool. Hippogriffins. Awesome. Awesome. With bird humanoids with cat-like features on the bottom half, and krakenkin, squid mermaids with heads being more squid, with a beak mouth and long arrow-shaped heads. Ooh. Yeah, it's so cool. Let me see a list of... I think I can grab some homebrew races I did. The only issue is that, like... let me see. There we go. The only issue is there is a lot of like, I'll go online and see what other art people make, and I'll use those as like reference pictures for the races, so my players kind of know what's going on. But I don't want to go ahead and grab people's art that I do not know if I necessarily have the permission of. But I can talk about what the ideas are. So, what are things I made? Let me see. Well, actually, I guess a lot of these are either from games or other people using AR, which isn't copyrighted anyways. All right, just full disclaimer, this is not any of my art, so nobody think that that's the case. Actually, no, I'll just play it safe. Probably my favorite homebrew race I made were the golems very recently. I made these things called wildlings, which is like the best way I could think about it is You know that one thing from Majora's Mask? What was this guy called again? I completely forgot. Was it Skull Kid or something? Yeah, Skull Kid. The Wildlings race is kind of like Skull Kid in a way. And so they're these kind of like small Fey-like race that kind of wear these masks, and they're huge tricksters. Now, my favorite thing that I did about this race is that they don't speak common, they only speak druidic. But on the flip side of that, they can always cast speak with animals and plants. So they're fully natured. So if there's a druid in their party, they can speak to them. But other than that, it has been quite funny to see. I have an elemental race called Morphemulo. I think it's Morphemulo. They have a different species of their race for every type of magic, and most of their races perceive them as deities. That's really cool. I actually like that a lot. What I always consider when you make a race, your sub-races as well, because it can add not only a lot of flavor to that race, but your world in general. It's like when I made my golems, the sub-races for the golems is what kind of golem are you? If you are like a fully mechanical one built by an artificer, if you're a mage golem, or if you're an elemental golem, right? And so it kind of like decides what class you can be based on what you are, right? But it also kind of just like fully sets up the creation of what you are. And the most unique one I made are called the Infexi. They're highly intelligent parasites that take over a host and use them as a body. They are designed with long worms with spider legs near the front of it. You know, it's funny that you say that, because nothing actually unveiled a race he made yesterday. Extremely similar in concept. You two should definitely chat together and flesh out both of your races with each other. Yeah, there he is. So yeah, definitely talk to each other, and you guys can bounce ideas. That is always the best way to do it. I cannot stress enough that consulting another DM, like D&D creator, is the best way to make your stuff the best. By the way, Cyber, are you in the Discord? Yes, so if you want to join the Discord, I need to have this link on the ready. Which I kind of do. It's just I need to. There we go. Anyone interested in joining the Discord, here it is. That is the link on our Discord. You are free to submit your homebrews in kind of one of the tabbed homebrew reviews. You're also notified whenever I go live. Some story ideas for the worlds that we make together. A lot of interactivity for anyone who likes D&D. So, if you are interested, welcome along. Join us. I use those as kind of one of the quests for like my first D&D campaign, because I just love the line where like, the claw. That scene is so good. Yeah, let me find it. All right, so let's... Oh, we wanted to put a bunch of decorations on the thing, so... Okay, I believe we have sea monsters already. We have one over there, one right there. Is it cool to place a dragon? Maybe not with I mean, it's kind of a cool quest hook to have this like eternally sleeping dragon that's resting on this mountain. So I actually might be in favor of this. What do you guys think? We can have a dragon that's just permanently asleep on this mountain. Is there a cooler color we can put on it? I do also have cambions, but they work entirely differently. Do it, EP dragon. Yeah, now we're gonna put the sleeping dragon. What color do you guys want the dragon to be? You get to decide. We essentially have purple, blue, green, yellow, gold, red, pink, and back to purple. I'm gonna look for other stuff while we decide. In that case, we could come up here because this is calling it Galagus Mountain. It's because the dragon's name is Galagus, and she is going to be a frost dragon. What I could do here is increase the line height. And then put her right there. Yeah, that'll look cool. Maybe she's a little too big. Let's reduce her size. All right. In that case, we could put another dragon up here and make it red. Which, speaking of which, we're actually going to go back to increase her saturation, her brightness. I'll lower the saturation actually, but increase the brightness to kind of give them more ice. Yeah, there we go. Cambions take the form of their non-demon parent till they mature, then can transform parts of their full self into a demon parent species at will. First time, however, is through intense emotional stress, so most don't know they are Cambion. Is it Cambion or Cambion? I think it's Cambion. I might have pronounced it weird. Also, if their demon parent is unique, so a demon lord, their demon form is unique as well. That is actually pretty solid. I kind of like it as the idea of like a reverse Asmar, because Asmars are, you can be a fallen Asmar, but naturally they are meant to be always be angelic. I love the idea of putting like a demon spate. Cambion, got it. You pronounced it right the first time. Let's go. I usually butcher a lot of people's. I definitely test nothing's patience with that one. Is this just the same as it is? Okay, never mind. Okay, that's enough for dragons. We could put a skeletal one, but we could do the sandworms actually instead. How do we want to do it? Probably like that. I mean, would it be cool to also wrap it around the city like that? No, let's just put it right here. Well, that's not a homebrew race. The way mine works is homebrew, though. Yes. What I was saying was that, like, Asmars are, like, naturally an angelic theme, but D&D never made the opposite of that, which is, like, a demon-themed one. There are tieflings, but it's not necessarily in the same form of, like, what Asmar kind of reaches. So I'm very happy that you decided to put like kind of like almost like the reverse side of it. On a fun note, design wise, my demons and yokai fall under horror and bodily horror, and angels fall under bodily horror. All right. Oh, there is a red dragon that we could already put. Does it look better than... Yeah, so we'll get rid of this one. Oh, we could also just make it a... Yeah, actually, let's make it a black dragon. Let's do it like that. All right, that'll look good. I believe we could find a better smoke, probably. Sorry, I meant to put gore horror for angels. So they're biblically accurate. Yeah, biblically accurate angels was a big revelation. Let's do that. One thing we should do is put cliffs again. Let's have it cast a shadow. What angle we're trying to go for here? Something around here. I can give description of the only angel I've made so far if you want. Yeah, go for it. Absolutely. Just make sure I have this angle right. Let's put it right here. And then we kind of show that this castle is kind of put on a cliff, almost like a little plateau by the lava. Grab this and actually there we go. Nah, this won't fit anymore. Alright. Let's do that one instead. That being said, let's get a change of the lava that's going around. One thing is maybe just paint this like that here. No, maybe not. Okay. No, not really a fan of this one either. So his name is Daniel. He is a humanoid with limbs made of jagged rocks, dripping specks of dust, and has a long lizard-like tail, also made of stone. Jutting out of his back are 6 massive feathery wings. Otherwise, he looks completely human, sending the rest of the description a message. No worries, it already sounds so good. Do these look cool? His entire neck and head are split in half, oozing blood and bone fragments, and able to see his brain and other innards. The only reason the two halves aren't dangling from the body is due to the miniature star in between them, holding them up. His eyes are also split in half, and for some unexplainable reason, the pupils can move to either half. This is terrifying. That is the stuff of nightmares, but I love it. It's good. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is, instead of putting all this, putting a lava river, okay, to not confuse it, we're still gonna have the lava river. I want to make the ground out of obsidian, and then I'm going to bring up the city on like a cliff. And then put the lava in the middle. Okay. So we're gonna grab these little... We're still gonna put these lava fragments in. Okay, and then this is where I will need your help, chat. We need to decide on what kind of lava is the best lava. So option 1 is kind of a more static color. Let's see if I can... Okay, so I can move the placement down, give it more of an actual effect. This is lava 1. Red lava, thank you for that, nothing. I was about to throw the purple lava in there. Red and orange. So, do you think that... Should we have it be red near the base of the volcano? I see what you mean now. Should we have it base red on the volcano and then goes into orange as it kind of like cools down? It's also more of which pattern we like. Yes, yes, okay, cool. In that case, this one is kind of very reddish. We could also... Oh wait, no, not this one. If we could potentially do this one, but it's not liquid is the issue. It's like rocks. So we're actually gonna get rid of that one. Orange flows to red. Is it on a realistic volcano? I think you're right. Yeah, it does go from... Well, no, actually, it kind of looks like it goes from red to... Okay, on this first one it showed. Yeah, it does go from orange to red. You are right. Kind of like a mix. So we'll kind of mix the two. but definitely seeps into an orange. So let's try this one maybe. Not as bright though. I guess no matter what, it's going to be bright. And then we can go for the orange. Actually, it's more of a white, yellow to orange to red to black. So the thing is that it's not actively erupting. There's constant lava flowing out. So I think the white yellow is from an eruption. Correct me if I'm wrong. But because you have this like huge burst going out, it's extremely hot. Reminds me of the volcano manor from Elden Ring. That's actually a really good example we could look at. We'll use this as like a reference, right? So more of orange to red. Yeah, you can see kind of orange up here. It kind of goes into a more red. So yeah, we'll do that. Cyber Command, thank you for following. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. All right, let's do that. I mean, in that case, what I could do is I could grab the... I could use the same asset, but then just color it differently with the hue. Never mind, I take that back. I am very sorry. I didn't realize how bright these really are. Fair warning, the volcano stuff is going to be very bright while we mess with it. Okay, I'm actually going to make this not as bright. I'm going to lower it because it's deeper in there to kind of show some elevation. We are going to go back to our obsidian. Very carefully drawing these textures again. All right. I'm trying to grab this other one. There we go. We're gonna cast the shadow on this one. Maybe we can make it slightly more bright, but you'll see. There we go. And then we just need a bridge. But an evil bridge. There we go. And then I want this whole thing to be, so actually a cool concept that we are going to do. One is we do have to put this on a cliff as well. So we're gonna just do that really quickly. I don't like that one. Let's do this one. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna go to bed. Have a good night. Have a good night, Cyber Command. Thank you very much for the follow. Take care and have a good one. So I'm thinking that we have a mix of this lava hitting this ocean. We're actually going to surround this north part with like fog and smoke. It's going to be like the steam that comes from the mix of lava and water coming together. Question is, do we have a good smoke or fog or... what are these? Swamps, waves, ice, snow. Yeah, none of these will work. Theoretically, if I make this smaller and change the color. No, that doesn't look good. I mean, like, I could make it a... What I should do is make it obsidian. minute, we could fill up the smoke around here. There we go. All right. Let's have these cast shadows. They're very high up. I wonder, is it worth it to have the mountains cast shadows too? Does it? So I guess we'll test it real quick. Yeah, I mean, that's good. Now, what about the trees? Might be a little too much. Yeah, that's a little too much. Oh, but we could do these layer shadows. That looks good. That is actually really good. Yeah, look at that difference. You learn something new every day. Which means we're gonna do this for all the trees. I hope you guys like the hey, come here, it's totally safe, and we have lots of treasure pyramid. One of the cornerstones of the campaign. Okay, we're gonna grab this. All stamps like this. Have to do it again. Does it make a difference here? Not really. It's just the other one that had a difference, but I mean, that's fine. Do it on these mountains. These ones I can actually just give them the other one. No, I messed up. Come back. Just gonna put some forest around. Are these just eastern bridges we can use? All right. Last thing is, what about these mountains? Yeah, we'll keep that default one. By the way, why does the river have such an odd bend there? I assume you mean maybe this river. Talking about right here. It does have a weird bend. I think what we do then is we kind of move this one out. Does that work a little better? I mean, honestly, I'm gonna remove this entire zone because I don't know what I would even put there. Once again, I really wish there was a dipper. It would make everything nicer. So I have to like essentially come back and recreate what I did each time. Oh. Ooh. I have no idea what just happened. So we're gonna save this as a clone. And then see if that... what happens there. Slight chance that the website somewhat crashed and is going to revert all of our progress. Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah, it did. So it essentially crashed here. So for the last 200 changes are reverted. Let's see what happened. What did we miss? These trees are darkened, so we're not too far behind. We didn't put the forest here. Okay, you know, this is not the worst case scenario. We'll fix this bend later, but we will be ending it on that note. Maybe 100 messages, yeah. Good job once again, everybody being very, very active chatters. I appreciate you guys, as always. But that is where we'll on today's stream. Everybody who was here, thank you guys so much. Appreciate every one of you. Have yourselves a great night. Take care of yourselves and enjoy a nice cup of coffee. Till next time.